What's going on, everybody? Good late afternoon or early evening for some of you. We got a Thursday night football game starting pretty soon here. We've got the Hawks Nest stream later tonight where we preview the upcoming Lions game. But first, we've got the injury report, or, well, practice report, I guess would be the right way to put it. Nemhauser has both sides of it. And it's not great. It's not stellar, but it's the first injury report of the week. So we don't necessarily want to draw too many conclusions from this, but I think that we can draw some conclusions from this, right? We can at least get an indication of which way things are pointing, which way the winds are blowing. So let's go ahead and just dive right in and take a look at what the injury report tells us, starting with the Seahawks side of things. We'll also do some Lions at the end. They've got their own problems, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. Thursday's injury report did not participate. You got Anthony Bradford with a knee injury. So there was a comment from Ryan Grubb earlier today about how Christian Haynes is having some issues with his technique and his strength, which is why he's not getting to play very much. But it seems like it's very possible that he's going to be pushed out there this week and given an opportunity to play against the Lions. We'll see what happens with Bradford tomorrow. But excuse me. Excuse me. Still working through this illness a little bit, but seems very likely that if Bradford does not practice tomorrow, that's an indication that he won't be ready for Monday night. So we'll see what happens there, but did not participate in practice today. Jerome Baker also did not participate, which normally I would not be concerned about, but he already missed a game, and it's a hamstring injury, and that can linger on for a long time. So I am definitely mindful of the fact that Baker might continue to miss time. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Excuse me. Hopefully, it's just one of those early week things. Same for Boye Mafe. I'm not really concerned about him missing the game. I think he's just getting a day off because that's what you do sometimes for your. I know Boye Mafe's not really a veteran player, but it's his third year. He's not really that far off from it either. So Boye Mafe did not participate. Byron Murphy did not participate, although that is no surprise with the hamstring injury, same as Baker. And we've already gotten a report from a couple of different sources that indicate that Byron Murphy is expected to miss some time, which, I mean, that's rough, right? That's really unfortunate. That's I'll probably have another video either later today or tomorrow talking a little bit about Byron Murphy and what he's done so far this year. So, suffice to say, he will be missed. And it is starting to get, frustrating because Byron Murphy never got hurt in college, to my knowledge. I know he didn't miss any games, but to my knowledge, he never got hurt. And it can't help but make me think, when something like this happens, it makes me think about the Rashad Penny stuff, where Rashad Penny had incredibly clean medicals coming out of college, and the moment he made it to the NFL, he turned into a glass man. So to me, I look at something like this and I just go, come on, guys, come on. Can this not happen again? Can we just get a clean year from our top rookie this time? So expect Murphy to miss this game. I'm not even really going to trip on it too much. Hopefully we get better news later this week, but I'm not anticipating it in the slightest. So Byron Murphy, assume that he's out. Leonard Williams also did not practice, which was expected. It was said earlier today that he wasn't practicing. Unlike Murphy, I'm getting the indication that Leonard Williams will be able to play this week, but I'm not thrilled about the fact that he's already starting to miss practice, right? We're just a few games into the season, and we're already starting to have these problems. And by the way, I don't think I need to explain the fact that if we don't have Murphy and we don't have Leonard Williams, if we don't have our top two down linemen, I don't know how we overcome that. I think that's almost impossible to overcome right now because we're so dependent on those guys. Also not practicing, and this was a big disappointment, Uchenna Nwosu. We know he warmed up, we know he took the field, we know he tried, and we know that the team said that he would get back on the practice field this week. So that is very discouraging to me right now. If we don't get good news tomorrow, I'm going to be really concerned. I'm going to be concerned about a setback. I'm going to be concerned about something going the wrong way with Uchenna Nwosu that is keeping him off the field, maybe even beyond this 1 week. So, yeah, this really has me down. Because if Nwosu misses this game, then we kind of blew it on the IR thing, not putting him on IR for 4 weeks. That was a misplay. And also, it just blows because you don't have one of your best players. And you can see how beat up the front seven could be on game day. Baker, Mafe, Murphy, Williams, Nwosu. Like, that's not something we're going to be able to overcome. That is a large majority of the starters on defense. So we need better news tomorrow for sure, or else we're going to get run all over. Remember Detroit in that week 1 game against the Rams where they got the ball in overtime and just ran the ball down the throat of the Rams and the Rams could do nothing to stop it? They might do that to us the whole game if we're missing all these guys up front. That is not something that I think we're going to be able to overcome. Most teams wouldn't be able to. Okay, moving on now from the DNP list, let's go to the limited participation. Now, we do have some good news. We do have some upshot here. We got Kenneth Walker was limited in his participation this practice. So that means very good chance that he's ready to go by game day. It would require him to either have a setback or for them to find something bad when they try to work him out over the next couple days for him to not play. So we are on the right track with K9. Should be able to play Monday night. Great news there. That's probably the best bit of news we've got right now. Like Noah Fant was limited. Look for Noah Fant to be limited all year at this point, to be honest. I don't think it's going to affect his ability to play. Maybe it'll affect his ability to play well, but not bad. Lakin Tomlinson also limited with an ankle injury. The Iron Man himself. The Iron Man. Actually got a legitimate injury. Maybe it's very, very minor. Maybe this is just a glorified rest day. I don't know, but maybe worth monitoring. You know that we've had big problems at the guard spot so far this year. Pharaoh Brown with the foot injury, limited, but I imagine that he'll play. Again, if you're limited on the first day of practice, you're probably good to go. Derek Hall, hip injury, limited. We know it didn't limit him against the Dolphins, and I don't think anything's changed, so we're good there. And then you got Jonathan Hankins with the calf injury, limited, but should not limit his ability to play. So, decent news there. Sure would have liked to have seen Nwosu in the limited participation category, though. I gotta be honest. Like, that has taken the wind out of my sails a little bit here, because Detroit's got problems, but if we don't have better news by this time tomorrow about a lot of these guys, it's nullified because this is so much of the front seven. So that's your limited participation list, half a dozen guys. Now full participation, got Lockett, who's going to be here pretty much all year. I don't read too much into it. He's good. Jake Bobo with the knee injury, full participation, obviously very minor. DK Metcalf, we knew about the hand injury 2 weeks ago. I don't think anything's changed, so nothing to worry about there. You've also got Brady Russell with a shoulder injury. You've got Kenny McIntosh with the hand injury. Dodson continues with the shoulder injury, as does Kayvon Wallace, but no indication it's going to keep them off the field or limit them on the field in any super meaningful way. So not great, right? Like, this is a lot of names. This is, what, a third of the team almost? Actually, it's right around 1/3 of the team is on the injured list right now. So we're not off to the best of starts. Fortunately, we've got a couple more days to sort things out. And before we move on to the Lions side of things, I do want to say there was a report earlier today where some stuff was clarified about Abe Lucas. Seahawks not expecting Abe Lucas back until at least the midseason point. So if you were maybe anticipating Lucas coming back for week 5, I think you can kind of park that it's not happening. So Abe Lucas, don't expect him back until maybe I would say week 10. Week 10 feels about right to me based on my general sense of where things are with this Seahawks team. So it's going to be a little bit of a wait, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Hopefully we get him back for more than just 2 games, right? If he comes back for 2 games and then goes back on IR again, then it's what was the point? So that's the Seahawks injury situation. Let's jump over to the Lions here. We got them. DNP list for them was shorter than ours, but it was also very significant. Let's start with Frank Ragnow because the Lions have already said he's not playing this week. The pectoral injury, it's significant, it's serious. They've already said forget about him. He's not playing. Excuse me. So that's the big one right there, right? Because now I don't really know what they do at center because I think their typical backup center is already hurt anyway. So they legitimately are going to have to ask for somebody who doesn't usually snap the ball to snap the ball potentially, or they're going to have to sign somebody in the next couple days, which that comes with its own problems. You've also got Laporta not practicing, injured. I think that it's long odds for him to play, and even if he does play, I don't think he'll be able to play very well. Melifonwu, I actually remember scouting this guy quite a bit in the draft a couple years ago. Ankle injury, did not participate. We'll see what happens with him tomorrow. Then you got Dan Skipper. Phenomenal name, by the way. Dan Skipper with the rib injury did not participate. Not a starter for them, though. Not a huge loss. You've got some limited stuff for the Lions as well. And obviously the most important would probably be Brian Branch with a concussion. And I know they say he's limited, which limited on the first day usually means you're going to be good to go, but it's a concussion. So presumably he needs to clear concussion protocol in full to be able to play. So we're going to monitor this very closely. He's one of their key players on defense. If they don't have him, then that is a big, big blow to that defense. And there's a real chance that happens because of the nature of the injury. Alim McNeel, shoulder injury, limited participation, bodes well for his ability to play on Monday, but we'll continue to monitor. The injury's new, so there could be a setback tomorrow very easily. Levi Onwuzurike with a knee injury, limited. So kind of, I guess you could call that good news for him if he's limited today. And then Ennis Rakestraw with the hamstring injury, also limited, one of their rookies. So not terrible. The Brian Branch one looms large, though. And then there's one guy who's a full participant, Alex Anzalone, one of their linebackers with a concussion. Another key part of that defense, another key part of that Lions defense. It is a concussion, so it's worth monitoring, but if he's a full participant today, he's probably fine. And yeah, that's the injury report. It's pretty long, it's pretty intimidating, and as a Seahawks fan, I'm not thrilled with the way things are lining up right now. I'm not thrilled with the state of this team's health through the first few games of the year, and all I can say is that we need better news tomorrow. If we don't get better news by tomorrow, it's going to be a real concern. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you guys later. There might be another video later today. If there is, it'll be a little bit before the stream of the Hawks Nest, which will start around 8 o'clock. Hope to see you guys there. Everyone have a good day. Go Hawks.